the man only wanted a cup of coffee. At least, that's what everyone around him thought of until the barista behind the counter shocked the entire cafe. Copyright by switching languages mid-sentence, solving a stranger's crisis, and unknowingly changing the life of one of the world's richest CEOs. And if you're watching this right now, don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because what happens next is something you will never forget. It was 7:03 a.m., rush hour. The little corner cafe told the copyright in the city was overflowing with office workers, students, and exhausted morning commuters. The aroma of roasted beans wrapped around the room like a warm blanket. Behind the counter worked Lena, a 26-year-old barista with a messy ponytail, ink smudges on her fingers, and a smile that always fooled people into thinking she slept well. She didn't, but she believed a smile could heal someone's morning, so she wore one religiously. The moment the door opened, the bell chimed, and in walked a man in a simple charcoal coat, baseball cap pulled low, earphones dangling. No one recognized him. Why would they? Billionaires don't usually dress like someone who forgot laundry day. But this Monavan Hartley, CEO of Hartley Global, a tech empire with satellites orbiting the planet, liked to disappear. And today he desperately needed it. He stood in line silently, blending in, or so he hoped. A frustrated tourist near the front of the line suddenly started raising his voice in panic. Papers were scattered in his trembling hands, his phone blinking with an airport app full of warnings. The people around him stared politely but helplessly. "Please, someone help me. My flight and my ticket up. This is wrong," he said in broken English, sweating heavily. The cashier froze, unsure how to respond. Before anyone else moved, Lena stepped out from behind the espresso machine and gently approached. "Bonjour, monsieur. Peux vous aider?" she said softly. The man blinked, a relief washing over him. She guided him to the side, reading his documents while speaking calmly in French. Then, noticing a second document written in Spanish, she flipped languages without hesitation. When his booking app crashed, she reassured him in Italian, tapping through the settings. When the phone demanded verification in German, she handled that too. And when his backup passport flagged a warning in Arabic, she eased the tension with perfect pronunciation that made him laugh through his stress. Finally, she ended in English. "Your flight is fine now. Gate C12. They'll make it easily. And Brettia, you're okay." The cafe copyright erupted in soft applause, but Lena simply bowed her head shyly and returned to the counter, wiping a smear of milk from her arm. "Next, please." And that's when Evan stepped forward. He stared at her, stunned. 6 languages, seamless, without hesitation. "Yuri broken bar impressive," he whispered. She laughed. "No number, just a barista who watches too many language tutorials." But Evan's eyes narrowed. There was something else behind that smile of hers: fatigue, dreams buried under responsibility, and brilliance no one had bothered to nurture. He ordered a simple latte, but when she handed him his drink, the sleeve slipped, revealing a faint scar along the wrist. She quickly hid it, embarrassed. "Just a kitchen accident," she said quickly, though her voice wavered. He didn't question it, not yet. He took a seat by the window, pretending to work on his tablet, but in reality, he watched her. Not creepily adjust a broken bar curiously. Every time a customer struggled, she helped. When a child dropped a cup, she cleaned it without complaint. When an elderly man couldn't read the menu, she translated it into Hindi, her 7th language. But what struck Evan most wasn't her skill, it was how she lit up every person she helped, even as she dimmed herself. Hours passed. The morning crowd thinned. Lena finally took her break, sinking into a chair with a cheap instant ramen cup and a sigh that seemed decades old. Evan approached. "Do you mind if I sit?" She shrugged. "Free country." He sat. "You speak 7 languages?" 6.5. She corrected. "I'm still learning German cases. They're mean." He smiled. "Where did you learn so many?" She stirred her noodles. "Life is expensive, so I worked everywhere I could: the restaurants, airports, call centers." "You pick things up." "And this cafe copyright?" he asked. "It's stable," she said. "Stable is good when you're taking care of someone." That someone wasn't mentioned by name, but the heaviness in her eyes gave it away. A family she supported, dreams she couldn't chase, burdens she carried alone. "You know, Evan said slowly. Skills like yours could take you far. She laughed bitterly. People say that, then they leave, or they offer opportunities that turn out to be unpaid internships, volunteer experiences, or things that don't exactly feel safe. Her face hardened for a moment, shadows crossing it. Evan understood, more than she could imagine. Then her phone rang from the back room. Lena winced. "Sorry, I need to take that." He watched as she disappeared behind the door. He didn't mean to listen, but the walls were thin. "Yes, Mama, I know the medicine is expensive. A broken bar, no. I can't take more shifts. A broken bar, no. We won't get evicted. Yeah, I'll handle it, I promise." Her voice cracked at the end. Evan lowered his head. He remembered too well what it felt like to grow up poor, to watch a mother hide pain, to push dreams aside in order to survive. Money didn't erase those memories, it only made them louder. When she returned, she pushed her smile back on like armor. "Sorry, where were we?" But Evan stood. Something had changed in his eyes. "Lena," he said quietly, "I need to tell you something." She blinked. "You a broken bar, okay?" He extended a hand. "My name is Evan Hartley." She frowned. "That sounds familiar." "It should," he said softly. "I'm the CEO of Hartley Global." Her chopsticks dropped onto the table. "The broken bar billionaire?" She whispered. "Just a man who ordered a latte," he said kindly. "A man who saw someone extraordinary today." She stared at him, speechless. "You solved a crisis in 6 languages," he said. "You handled pressure better than most executives I know. You care about people more than some leaders ever will. And that alone makes you someone I would hire without hesitation." She shook her head. "Hire? Hire me for what?" Evan inhaled deeply. "For a position in my company. Translation, client relations, international support, whatever path you choose. Full training, full salary, full benefits, no tricks, no risks. A real opportunity." Her lips trembled. "Why a broken bar? Why would you do that for me?" "Because someone once gave me a chance when I thought I didn't deserve one," he said softly. "And because the world needs people like you, people who heal without being asked." Her eyes filled with tears she fought to hide. She looked away, covering her face with her hands as her shoulders shook silently. Evan didn't move. He just waited. Finally she whispered, "My mother broken bar, she needs treatment. I've been working 3 jobs. If I can pay for her carry a broken bar, if I can give her a better life via broken bar, you can," he promised. She looked up slowly. Hope, pure, trembling, impossible hope filled her eyes. "What do I have to do?" she whispered. "Just say yes," he said. She nodded, tears streaming freely now. "Yes," she breathed. "I say yes." And that single word changed her life. Weeks later, Lena walked through the glass doors of Hartley Global in a crisp blazer, badge clipped to her pocket. She wasn't the tired barista anymore. She was a linguistics coordinator, a rising star, someone who finally knew her worth. Her mother received the best care. Their home was safe. And every evening, when Lena passed by a café tilde copyright window and smelled coffee, she smiled, not because she missed it, but because she remembered the day she unknowingly served a billionaire and gained a future.